Welcome to The Other Mother, a 5-episode cinematic audio thriller, narrated entirely by Lauren Bishop. This is episode 3, The Breaking Point. If you're listening, you're already part of the story.
I've replayed that moment 1,000 times in my mind. The moment I walked into the cabin and saw Thomas Hendricks holding a gun to Rebecca's head. The moment I saw Catherine Morrison Walsh's hand on my son's shoulder. The moment I had to choose between saving Oliver and getting everyone killed. Time seemed to slow. I could hear my own heartbeat. Oliver's eyes were wide with fear, but he wasn't crying. He was frozen, the way children freeze when they know something is terribly wrong but don't understand what. "Mama," he said, his voice small. Catherine's grip tightened on his shoulder. "Don't move, Oliver. Everything's going to be fine." I raised my gun, aimed it at Catherine. "Let him go." Catherine smiled. She looked nothing like the elegant woman in the photographs. Up close, she was gaunt, sickly. Her skin had a grey pallor. Her hands shook slightly. The disease was eating her from the inside. "Let's all stay calm," she said. "No one needs to get hurt." "You're holding my son hostage," I said, my voice shaking. "What do you call that?" "I call it a negotiation," Catherine said. "You have something I want. I have something you want. We can work this out like civilized people." Beside me, Natalie had her gun out too, aimed at Hendricks. "How did you find us?" Natalie asked. Hendricks smiled, his voice calm and professional. "Rebecca's phone. She's been carrying it this whole time. GPS tracker. We've known where you were since this morning. We just waited for you to leave so we could collect the boy without complications." Rebecca made a small sound of distress. Hendricks pressed the gun harder against her temple. "Don't hurt her," I said. "She's not part of this." "Oh, but she is," Catherine said. Rebecca processed Oliver's adoption. She signed the paperwork. She facilitated the transaction. She's as guilty as anyone. "I didn't know," Rebecca whispered. "I swear, I didn't know what you were doing." "Ignorance isn't innocence," Catherine interrupted. "Now, here's how this works. Lauren, Natalie, you're going to put your guns down. Slowly. Then you're going to step away from the door. And then we're all going to have a civilized conversation about what happens next." "I'm not putting down anything," I said. Catherine sighed. "Thomas, perhaps Ms. Bishop needs motivation." Hendricks pulled back the hammer on his gun. Rebecca whimpered. "Wait," I said. "Wait. Just don't hurt her. Please." "Guns on the floor," Catherine said. "Now." I looked at Natalie. She shook her head slightly. "Don't do it." But what choice did we have? If we didn't comply, Rebecca died. Maybe Oliver too. I bent slowly, placed my gun on the floor. Natalie hesitated, then did the same. "Good," Catherine said. "Thomas, secure them." Hendricks moved fast for a man in his 60s. He grabbed Rebecca by the hair, dragged her to where we stood, forced all 3 of us to sit on the couch. Then he collected our guns, checked them, tucked them into his belt. Catherine finally released Oliver's shoulder. He ran to me immediately, threw his arms around my neck. "Mama, I'm scared," he whispered. "It's okay, baby," I lied. "Everything's going to be okay." Catherine sat in the chair across from us, moving like every motion caused pain. Up close, I could see the 4-port in her arm, partially hidden by her sleeve. She was on constant medication, barely holding on. "Now," she said, "let's talk about Oliver." There's nothing to talk about, I said, holding Oliver tighter. He's my son. You're not taking him. Legally, that's debatable, Catherine said. The adoption was fraudulent. My mother paid for Oliver's procurement. When she died, I inherited the contract. Which means, technically, Oliver belongs to me. Children aren't property, Natalie spat. In my mother's world, everything was property, Catherine said. Money, power, people. She built an empire on that principle. And I inherited that empire. You inherited a criminal organization, Natalie said. Catherine shrugged. Semantics. The point is, I have a legal claim to Oliver. You don't. The courts will side with me once they see the evidence. We have evidence too, I said. Marcus Cole is talking. He gave us everything. Financial records, adoption files, communications between you and Hendricks. We're turning it over to the FBI tonight. For the first time, Catherine's composure cracked. Marcus wouldn't. He's dying, Natalie interrupted. Cancer. 6 months left. He wants redemption. And he wants to make sure you go to prison before he dies. Catherine looked at Hendricks. Is this true? Hendricks's expression didn't change. I'll handle Marcus. You'll kill him, you mean? Natalie said. If necessary, Hendricks said calmly. You can kill Marcus, I said. But you can't kill what he's already done. The evidence is with the FBI by now. Agent Diane Chen. She's probably already building a case. I was bluffing. The box of evidence was still in Natalie's car. But Catherine didn't know that. She stood abruptly, began pacing. This is unacceptable. Do you have any idea what you've done? My mother spent 20 years building this network. 20 years ensuring that our family would survive, that our genetic line would continue. By stealing children, Natalie said flatly. By murdering them and harvesting their organs. By securing resources, Catherine corrected. Resources that would otherwise be wasted. Those children were going to families who wanted them, who loved them. They had good lives. And when the time came, they served a higher purpose. A higher purpose, I said, my voice rising. You mean saving your life? That's not a higher purpose. That's murder. It's survival, Catherine said. And survival is the only purpose that matters. She stopped pacing, looked at Oliver with an expression I couldn't read. Longing, maybe. Or hunger. I'm dying, she said quietly. Just like my mother died. This disease is genetic. It's in my DNA. It's been killing the women in my family for generations. But Oliver, her voice softened. Oliver has the cure. His bone marrow is a perfect match. His blood type is universal. His organs are young and healthy. He's everything I need to survive. He's a child, I said. Not a spare parts kit. He's a miracle, Catherine said. Do you know how rare it is to find a perfect genetic match? 1 in 10 million. My mother searched for years, screened thousands of pregnant women, before she found Natalie. Found Oliver. He's irreplaceable. Then you understand why I won't let you take him, I said. Catherine sat back down, her energy draining. I'm not giving you a choice. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to sign over custody of Oliver to me. Legal documentation transferring all parental rights. Then you're going to disappear. Leave Portland, leave Oregon, start a new life somewhere far away. Do that, and I'll let you live. And if I refuse? I asked. Then Thomas will kill all three of you, Catherine said simply. And I'll take Oliver anyway. Your choice is whether you die fighting or live with the knowledge that you failed to protect him. I looked at Oliver, still clinging to me. His face was pale, his eyes wide. He didn't fully understand what was happening, but he understood enough. He understood that these people wanted to hurt him. I have a counteroffer, I said. Catherine raised an eyebrow. I'm listening. Let Oliver go with Natalie, I said. She takes him somewhere safe. You keep me and Rebecca as insurance. When you're sure they're gone, you let us go. Everyone lives. Oliver stays safe. You don't get what you want, but you don't go to prison either. You disappear. Use your resources to find another donor. There are other options. There are no other options, Catherine interrupted. I've been on every donor registry. I've searched globally. Oliver is the only compatible match. Without him, I'm dead in 3 months. So no, Lauren. I'm not interested in your counteroffer. She nodded to Hendricks. Thomas, bring me the syringe. Hendricks opened a medical bag I hadn't noticed before. Pulled out a syringe filled with clear liquid. What is that? Natalie demanded. Sedative, Catherine said. Strong enough to keep Oliver unconscious for the procedure. Don't worry, he won't feel anything. I'm not a monster. You're exactly a monster, Natalie said, her voice shaking with rage. Catherine ignored her. Thomas, administer the dose. Hendricks approached us. I pulled Oliver behind me. Touch him and I'll kill you, I said. You're unarmed and outnumbered, Hendricks said. Move aside. No. Hendricks raised his gun, pointed it at my head. Last chance. That's when Natalie lunged. She moved fast, tackling Hendricks from the side. They hit the ground hard. The syringe flew from his hand, skittered across the floor. Hendricks tried to bring his gun around, but Natalie was already on top of him, fighting for control. Run! Natalie screamed at me. Take Oliver and run. I grabbed Oliver's hand, pulled him toward the door. Rebecca was right behind us. A gunshot exploded in the small cabin, deafeningly loud. I looked back. Natalie and Hendricks were still struggling. Blood bloomed on Natalie's shoulder, but she didn't stop fighting. Catherine had moved to the medical bag, was pulling out another syringe. Go! Natalie screamed again. Go now! I ran. Out the door, into the darkness. Oliver was crying now, terrified. Rebecca was right behind me, her breathing harsh and panicked. We reached Natalie's car. The keys were still in the ignition, thank God. I threw Oliver into the back seat. Rebecca climbed in beside him. Another gunshot from inside the cabin. I started the engine, slammed the gas. Gravel sprayed as we fishtailed onto the dirt road. Mama, what about Nat? Oliver sobbed. We can't leave her. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the wheel. We have to, baby. We have to get you somewhere safe. In the rearview mirror, I saw Hendricks emerge from the cabin. He raised his gun, fired. The back window exploded. Get down! I screamed. Oliver and Rebecca ducked. I pressed the accelerator to the floor, the car screaming down the narrow forest road. More gunshots behind us. Then nothing. We drove for 20 minutes before I felt safe enough to slow down. My whole body was trembling. Oliver was crying in the back seat. Rebecca was silent, her eyes closed, lips moving like she was praying. I pulled over on a deserted stretch of highway, turned to check on Oliver. He was pale, shaking, but unhurt. "Are you okay, baby?" I asked. He nodded, tears streaming down his face. "Is Nat dead?" "I don't know," I said honestly. "But we're going to make sure she didn't fight for nothing. We're going to stop them." "How?" Rebecca asked, her voice hollow. "They know where we are. They know everything. We can't hide, we can't run." "We don't run," I said. "We go straight to the FBI. We give them the evidence. We end this tonight." I pulled Marcus Cole's box from the trunk where Natalie had stored it. Opened it to make sure everything was still there. Files, photographs, recordings. Everything we needed to destroy Catherine Morrison Walsh. "Special Agent Chen," I said, pulling out my phone. "We meet her at the Bijou Cafe like planned. We turn over everything. And we put Catherine and Hendricks in prison." "And if they find us first?" Rebecca asked. "Then we die fighting," I said. "But at least Oliver lives. That's all that matters." I drove toward Portland, constantly checking mirrors for headlights following us. The city appeared on the horizon, lit up against the dark sky. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered carefully. "Hello. Lauren Bishop." A woman's voice. Professional. Controlled. "This is Special Agent Diane Chin. I got your message. I'm at the Bijou Cafe now. Where are you?" 20 minutes out, I said. "I have Oliver with me. And Rebecca Sloan. And evidence. Lots of evidence." "Good," Chin said. "But Ms. Bishop, I need you to listen carefully. About 10 minutes ago, I received a call from Thomas Hendricks. He claims you've kidnapped a child and assaulted Catherine Morrison Walsh. He says you're armed and dangerous. There's a bolo out for your vehicle." My blood ran cold. That's a lie. Catherine tried to kidnap my son. She wants to harvest his organs. "I believe you," Chen interrupted. "I've been investigating the Morrison family for 2 years. I know what they're capable of. But every cop in Portland is looking for you right now. If you're pulled over, if you're spotted, you'll be arrested. And once you're in custody, Catherine's lawyers will make sure you never get out." "So what do I do?" I asked, my voice breaking. "Come straight to the cafe," Chen said. "Don't stop for anything. I'll have agents waiting. We'll take you into protective custody, get Oliver somewhere safe, and start building the case. But you need to get here now, before Hendricks finds you." "We're coming," I said and hung up. I looked at Rebecca. "Hold on. This is going to be fast." I pushed the car as fast as I dared through city streets. Every set of headlights behind us made my heart race. Every police siren made me flinch. The Bijou Cafe appeared ahead. I pulled into the parking lot, killed the engine. "Stay close to me," I told Oliver. "And whatever happens, don't let go of my hand." We climbed out. The cafe was bright, busy. Normal people eating normal food, living normal lives. They had no idea we were walking into their world covered in metaphorical blood. A woman approached from a dark sedan. Asian, late 40s, FBI badge clipped to her belt. "Special Agent Diane Chen. Lauren Bishop?" she asked. "That's me," I said. "This is Rebecca Sloan. And this is my son, Oliver." Chen looked at the boy, her expression softening. "Hi, Oliver. I'm Diane. I'm here to help keep you safe, okay?" Oliver nodded, still holding my hand tight. "I need you to come with me," Chen said to all of us. "We have a safe house prepared. Federal protection. You'll be secure while we process the evidence and build the case. What about Natalie Graves? I asked. She was shot. She might still be at the cabin. We have units en route to that location, Chen said. If she's there, we'll find her. She gestured to the sedan. Please. We need to move quickly. Hendricks is still out there. We started toward the car. That's when I saw him. Thomas Hendricks, standing across the parking lot, gun in hand, pointed directly at Oliver. Stop, he called out. Don't move or I shoot the boy. Chen's hand went to her weapon. Federal agent. Drop the gun. I don't think so, Hendricks said calmly. I think you're going to let me take Oliver. Let me walk away. And in exchange, I don't kill everyone in this parking lot. There are witnesses, Chen said. Security cameras. You won't make it 3 blocks. I'll make it far enough, Hendricks said. Catherine needs that boy tonight. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Tonight. She's dying right now, in a hospital across town. This is her last chance. So I'm taking Oliver. And anyone who tries to stop me dies. He took a step forward. Chen drew her weapon. Last warning, she said. Drop the gun. Hendricks smiled. I don't take orders from. A gunshot rang out. But not from Chen. Not from Hendricks. From behind him. Hendricks stumbled, looked down at the blood blooming across his chest, turned slowly. Natalie stood there, swaying on her feet. Her left arm hung useless, blood soaking her shoulder. But her right hand held a gun, steady and sure. Get away from my son, she said quietly. Hendricks raised his weapon toward her. Natalie fired again. Then again. Hendricks fell. Chen and 2 other agents rushed forward, kicked Hendricks's gun away, checked for a pulse. He's dead, one of them said. Natalie dropped her gun, collapsed. I ran to her, caught her before she hit the ground. Nat, I said. Oh God, Nat, you're hurt. I'm okay, she whispered. Is Oliver safe? He's safe. You saved him. Good, she said. Her eyes were closing. That's good. We need medical. Chen shouted. An ambulance was already pulling into the parking lot. Someone must have called 911 when the shooting started. Paramedics rushed over, began working on Natalie. I held Oliver close, turned his face away from the blood. Chen approached us. I'm sorry. I should have seen him coming. It's not your fault, I said. Is it over? Please tell me it's over. Not quite, Chen said. We still need to arrest Catherine Morrison Walsh. And we need to make sure this evidence holds up in court. But Ms. Bishop, the hard part is done. You got your son to safety. Everything else, we can handle. I looked down at Oliver. He was pale, shaking, traumatized, but alive. Mama, he whispered. I want to go home. Soon, baby, I said. Soon. But I knew the truth. We could never go home. That life, the safe, normal life we'd built, was gone forever. All we could do now was build a new one from the ashes.
Next time on The Other Mother, Helena Morrison's death sets off a chain reaction. Marcus Cole closes in, and Lauren must choose between trusting Natalie and protecting her son, knowing she might not be able to do both. Thank you for listening to The Other Mother. Subscribe to Life Stories Untold for more gripping cinematic audio thrillers and unforgettable human stories that stay with you long after the final word. If you enjoyed this episode, Please leave a review, share it with a friend, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. See you in the next episode.